let's talk grassroots football, because I do believe the FA are forgetting about our infrastructure and forgetting about how important grassroots football is. If you look at the Spanish, if you look at the Brazilians, if you look at the Dutch, their ethos throughout their nation, from the football perspective, is from the age of 7 all the way up to adult, that players understand the ethos of how the national team will play. So they put the coaching infrastructure in place for these youngsters to develop the right way, play football the right way. So we go through a process. We go through a process for our young players, but without an actual end road. So our players who are good enough go through the process, and only a small minority of them actually, and I mean actually, go on to do better and actually go on and represent our national team. Whereas in the Spanish, the Brazilian and the Dutch coaches, they look at grooming them and saying we would have our own. And within their national leagues that they have, yes, they're not as great as the Premiership, but what they do is they make sure they put a cap on foreign players coming to play in there, so their homegrown players are highlighted. So what do? We go and look at their leagues and go, you know what? The Spanish league, the Italian leagues, and all the other leagues, and say, you know what, we would like him at our Premiership club. We would like him at our Premiership club. And then our youngsters are forgotten. What I'm saying is, let's look at our grassroots element. Let's make a change. Let's show more support. Let's put more funding into it. Let's get more coachings into it. Now, what I'm saying, after speaking especially to one of my close friends who works at the London FA, Darren, they're doing everything that they can at local level to ensure that at the local levels, Sunday league levels and a little bit higher, that the amateur football, that they're trying to promote this, get coaching done the right way, do what they can, make football fun for all. But at the same time, a lot of players are developing, so all the elite players then go on to better, and then they can go into the right academies and then progress from there. But what we don't want to do actually in this country is lose those elite players, or let them actually give up, because that's what actually happens. They get to a certain point and say, well, I'm not going to get the opportunities because there's only a small handful of players who actually make it and play, one in the national team or two in the Premiership. We need to change that. We need to look deep into our grassroots element and change it.